time.
Episode 544. Here we go.
Yeah.
Help us get to 10,000 subscribers. 9,000.
9,000.
Actually, we're very close to over 9,000.
We need to get to over 9,000. That's important.
You need to get there to get to over 10,000. This much is definitely true. I'm pretty confident we're going to get over 9,000 relatively soon. Yeah, so we are drinking a little bit of an oddity. You want to tell them what tea we're drinking today, Danny?
Yeah, so this is a Yunnan Sourcing Yabao, sweet Yabao tea, and this is a different varietal, or I think even like I want to say species, people who are good at biology and
as you can tell, we are not. Yeah,
you can tell us, but it's Camellia Taliensis, I think, or something like that.
Sure, yeah.
And so the leaves definitely do have a different appearance, and it's just I'm curious to see what you think.
So it's a white tea, or
it's a white tea?
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, kind of looking at the buds, I would have a hard time imagining how to produce it in a not white tea style.
Okay. There have been, I know, a couple pours that have been have supposedly Taliensis material. I think it's associated with a certain area of Yunnan, Jinghu.
Sure.
Don't know about this one. I mean, those teas do not look like these buds or whatever they're called.
And they have these kind of like almost purple red kind of complexion on the.
Ooh, that is fragrant.
Yeah, right? So, profile-wise, a little different.
Smells pretty nice.
Yeah.
Very fresh.
It's so tropical fruit. I don't want to spoil. I've been enjoying this one a lot, so I think the Denisode will be coming out before this one.
Okay. So you've already recorded it, Danny.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like we're drinking water.
For sure. This is true white tea. Cheers, everybody.
Cheerio, bip, bip. Down the hatch. Huh.
What do you think?
It's very fragrant. Yeah. It's like just fragrant in your mouth. It's like fresh. It's like a little fruity almost. Yeah. A lot of like very fresh flavors. Is this 2025?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so very fresh tea. For me, there's have you ever been in a wet sauna before?
What's the definition of wet sauna?
A wet sauna is where it's like a steam room. It's like all steamy. You can almost like not even see in front of you. It's like literal steam.
Okay.
Like a dry sauna is like wood everywhere. It's all dry, and then like a wet sauna is like full of steam everywhere.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
So like in some of them, they put eucalyptus leaves at the bottom of the steam vents, and then the steam goes through and it creates this aroma. And for me, that is what this is. It has this like, it's not quite tannin or bitter herbaceousness. It's like a really sweet eucalyptus leaf herbaceousness, and then like a lot of tropical fruit. I just think it's really interesting and so tasty. And I'm pushing these hard on the steepings.
Nice. So there you go, wet sauna.
Yeah.
I will say that now that you described the wet sauna, I have heavy Yakuza associations of like stabbings in saunas.
That's funny.
You know, coming with like the mid-sized little like swords, basically.
Right.
Yeah. I've seen many a stabbing in a Japanese film in a wet sauna.
Yeah. There you go.
Which has nothing at all to do with this.
Yeah, like Eastern Promises.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That's all you have to say.
Shout out to all the movie nerds out there.
One of the better totally naked fight scenes.
Totally. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Vigo kicked ass in that scene.
Yeah. You get a lot of Vigo ass in that scene.
Literally kicked ass.
Cheerio!
What is this episode about? Anyway.
Yabao.
So for me, this is like a language expression. It's like new words to use to bring to new tea drinkers or to myself. And for someone who's got some specific weird nuanced thing they want, this is one more version of that.
And how are you brewing this?
Hard, boiling water, and just letting it hang.
And are you using? It doesn't look like you're using a ton of leaf.
I'm not using too much. I'm probably using maybe honestly 4 grams or something like that.
Okay, well that's not that light. How? Yeah. How would this... Yeah, what is your thoughts on kind of brewing this sort of tea?
So my experience from the white teas from Yunnan Sourcing so far has been that they brew up much more like green teas than white teas.
Okay.
So my experience is that I personally prefer much more oxidized white teas. White teas are going to look brown, basically.
Okay.
Right? They're going to be hanging out. They're going to wilt. And in the longer duration of wilting, those colors are going to change from that green to those brown or orange colors and really change in its complexion.
This one's not totally that way.
No, not at all. So this one, in comparison, is, in my mind, a bit more... Sorry for the audio, everybody.
Yeah, you're
spilled
okay.
on the goddamn thing. It's... This one, to me, has a bit more of the kind of fresh spring green flavors that the other white teas from Yunnan Sourcing have. And so for those, actually, you can't, in my opinion, you cannot push them really hard. This, uniquely, you can. The other ones that I've had do not enjoy it.
Okay.
They get bitter. They get really grassy.
So really only
like
do
it.
this brewing, like, for
this specifically. And then in my, just again, for folks out there, of course, experiment at home. But in my personal preference, at least, I like those oranger colored white teas to really just be boiled and then reboiled and just.
Okay.
And when I was in Japan, in the Shinjuku tea shop, the guy would pour from the gaiwan, take the soup, put it back into the gaiwan, and did 3 times.
Triple infused.
Yeah, because white tea's not rolled,
Yeah.
and so the extraction is much worse.
Interesting. Huh. And so you do that specifically just for white tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would only do it for an oxidized or kind of like the orange color.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll get a little gnarly.
By the way, for all you nerds out there who have been asking what Denny's shirt says, it did say Shinjuku tea.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Oops, spilling tea all over the place.
Going crazy.
Cheers.
Cheerio.
And so I think last time I checked, there was some cool like discount code checkout thingy with Yunnan Sourcing where go check the site. But I think if you spend like $100, you can get this added for free or something like that.
This tea?
Yeah, and
Okay.
like I would do it. I ordered this tea and paid money for it, and I wish I had found that like discount because I would have loved to have used it.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is one of the white teas. Of all of the white teas that I purchased, this would be probably, I think, frankly, the only one that I would purchase again.
Interesting.
Yeah, just because I don't like the grassier spring profile as much for the white teas.
Yeah, it has a different profile. I mean, it definitely tastes like a white profile, but it's like the fact that you can brew it this way and stuff, it's definitely kind of its own thing.
The nose on it, it's just really different.
And how many steeps would you expect to get?
Honestly, compared to other white teas, this one actually brews out pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I always like to push white tea. I tend to drink it later in the day and maybe even in the evening, which
Sure.
is probably bad. But, so I think you could push this one like 4 steepings solidly.
Okay.
Most white teas are probably going to do 3, and then like it would really be to your benefit to stop.
Sure.
Yeah. So check this one out, Yunnan Sourcing. This one's fun and different. It's a little pricey, but if you've never had something like this, I think it's worth giving it a shot, having it in your repertoire.
Sure. Yeah, and you can just buy a small amount of this material.
Yeah. So do that. Subscribe, do all this stuff. Help us get to over 9,000 subscribers.
And then over 10,000.
Yes, exactly. Send this to I don't know, someone who's gonna like the episode maybe or whatever, or your grandmother's accountant.
We are okay with hate subscribers too.
Yeah. If you hate us, definitely subscribe.
Yeah.
Because that will make your life better somehow. See you next time.
Wu-Tang!